I coil my truth around the thing I love most, because love is the greatest thing I've known. Give me back myself, unformed, unfazed. Uncollect me from the stunt of time's generous scarring. As ash is scattered two and two back into some place relevant to a life, so shed me and return to me the kernel of myself, a child ready to be vulnerable to beginnings. Let who I am die, and who I am be born, held by the hands of the witching hour, where life and death howl and kiss together, where the sun is conceived and truth is by candlelight almost beheld. Unwind me, undecide me, untell me, uncry me, but do not unwrite me. Leave these words to unfurl at some younger child's request who wishes to be reconceived, 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 reconceived. That night, she turned to fire. She carried her body to the hill, cried gasoline, her throat became the flint of God, and when she spoke, she sparked into a funeral pyre, into smoke, curling up in cursive the story of a girl who wasn't quite unfurling to the waists of men like her friends were, whose own closest kin was an orchestra of questions droning low under her skin, whispering, "Dear Journal." The night Dad caught her and I reining each other's bodies into bloom, he pulled us up by the roots and left us there to dry. I hate it when he paces like that. Like a panther afraid of being struck dead by our storm, like he doesn't know that the lightning dancing between mine and her body was a defibrillator shocking us to life, to life, to life, to the conviction that our love is allowed to be alive. I swear, if he could throw me in hell right now, he would. But he doesn't know that I am already burning from the inside out, that this inferno heart is aching to fly out of this body, out of this house and into the birdcage of a woman's chest, that I don't know if I am phoenix or fragile fledgling, if I will die or be reborn in this fire. That night, the stars reflected the eyes of countless queer kids looking up for a glimmer of validation. And most of them didn't realize they were only seeing themselves burning. Untouchable stars that can be seen and studied, but never altered, dear journal. If I'm not real, then let these flames eat me up. But if this heart stays glowing in the ash, then let them call me born again. Let my mouth speak out their unspoken words. Let these embers fly into their mouths, and let their mouths be like the mouth of God, calling out sparks in the dark, saying, "Let there be, let there be, let me be reconceived. Let me be reconceived. Let me be reconceived." Okay, they say I've only got a few minutes left to live, and I still haven't found the answer, the question, the truth I was looking for. Okay, all right, first thing to remember is all the research that first thing to remember is all the prayer that No, okay. First thing to remember is that truth is a gas that only gets caught when a ceiling is imposed on it, like the sky to storm clouds that cry billions of droplets into rivers, but you can't catch all of it. You can just drink from it or drown. How many droplets does it take to put out hellfire? No, okay. No, right. First thing to remember is that truth is a newborn child that can't speak my language. Naked and messy and bloody and crying and more frustrating than any equation, this living thing watching me in all of my rage. Truth is a child I was told to keep at too young an age. Truth is a child I loved before the child ran away, before I ran away. But I coil my truth round the things I love most so tightly, but God didn't stay. She didn't stay. I didn't stay. And saying I'm shattered glass is an angsty cliche, but what else are broken lenses made of? I've got 1 minute left to live, and I still haven't found the answer.
Well, you're in luck. Now you can find the answer in just 3 easy steps. 1. For more information, subscribe. But don't wait. You've only got 1 lifetime to figure it out. Don't wait. You've only got 1 shot. Don't wait. You've only got gunshot. "49 dancers sweat truth like tears in Orlando. And 49 dancers bleed questions like tears in Orlando.
But I coil my truth round the thing I love most, because love is the greatest thing I've known." The first thing to remember is love, and how it fills you with the kind of holiness that rips off your shoes and calls every step sanctified. No power can take that away from me. It's what coils me in meaning. I've spent a lifetime trying to catch all the droplets that I just couldn't, and now, suddenly, all I can see in these images flashing before me as I stand on my deathbed, I see the truth in breathless I love yous, and the silent bleeding sunsets, and the picking flowers from neighbors' yards, and screaming Jeff Buckley alone in the car, and kissing, and crying, and waterfalling poetry out on stage, and mum's 80s disco dance moves, and dad's dinner table sarcasm, and first breaths, and breaths in between kisses, and last breaths, and